I'm gonna be real with all of y'all. I am not a fan of Dragon Ball FighterZ at this point. It's a fun game, but there's a lot of things that I just can't get by as a gamer, a consumer, and a fan of fighting games. I just can't let it get past. I'm gonna tell y'all why, because I kinda hate Dragon Ball FighterZ. Hear me out.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Swirl.
Okay, so Dragon Ball FighterZ came out earlier this year. Everybody's hyped, and even in the FGC, it's got a lot of hype around it, and it's very fun to play. I'm not here to complain about the gameplay or any other graphics or the overall aesthetic of Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm complaining about and talking about my own opinions on everything else about the game. Number one, Dragon Ball FighterZ, how it released. The game was garbage on launch. The only thing with Dragon Ball FighterZ that worked was probably the offline modes and practice mode. And then once you get to a certain point in arcade, you don't want to play it. There is no purpose to playing arcade after beating and unlocking Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. There's literally no point because the computer after that is just retarded. Then, I'm about to talk about the online. I'm really finna go off in this video, so if you ain't ready for this, you not ready for this. The online in Dragon Ball FighterZ has to be possibly the worst experience I've ever had in a fighting game and an anime game.
3 weeks later.
And I'm not saying this because like, oh, you tripping. No, you just being a big baby. You just mad because you suck at the game. We're not even there yet. We're not even there yet. With Dragon Ball FighterZ, the first beta they had, I believe, in September of 2017 or a little bit earlier than that, was working pretty good. The only issue with the beta back then was that it just took forever to get people to connect in the ring match. Plus, you couldn't even play with your friends, so it was still a Debbie Downer in that way. Then we got a second beta early January. It did not work. It was horrible. Things weren't connecting. It took about like 20 minutes to find a ranked match, or if you found one at all. It was god awful. The game somewhat released in a similar manner. And the worst part about Dragon Ball FighterZ, it killed all online interactions to play with your friends because the ring party match did not work. If you guys remember that, playing with your friends in fighting games is pretty much a big selling point for people. It's a little competitive. There's tiers to competition. There's a casual level with friends just messing around, being like, yo, I could whoop you in this game, B. You trash. And there's a level like, okay, this is a 3-frame delay. I have to hit you with the down medium 236 into Kamehameha. There's levels to this shit, bro. If I can't get good playing with my friends, why do I want to play ranked? And then let me not talk about the ranked experience. Dragon Ball FighterZ ranked is possibly the worst online fighting game experience for competitive online play I've ever experienced in Dragon Ball FighterZ. These niggas don't even give you a run back. They just leave. They go. Then you beat them one time, they have you sit till the countdown go down to 20 minutes. 20 seconds, I'm sorry, whatever. It just felt that long in my brain. That's why I said it and messed up. Finally found a match. They just don't hit the freaking start button on their PS4. And now, I'm just sitting there looking stupid for like a whole 10 minutes trying to find one match to fight you. You gonna hit start? So you're not gonna hit start? You're just not gonna hit start? Then there's the people that rage quit. There is no penalty for rage quitting. I know that's hard to implement in fighting games. A lot of developers still haven't do that. So I'll let them pass on that. But at the same time, you got people that's intentionally rage quitting. And then I've never heard of a fighting game in my life. The highest I knew that when the game got garbage, like in frame delay, around 6 frames, 7 frames was probably like, no, it's not playable. Dragon Ball FighterZ 4-frame delay is bad. Why is it that horrendous and detrimental to the gameplay? Why is it that way? What happened with Dragon Ball FighterZ that it just did not work completely like that? And you'd be like, yeah, you just over here showing Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. You know what? You kinda right. Reason why I'm liking BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle because it works more of a tag game. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, it was built with the casual audience in mind. However, it don't work for the casual audience in mind. And boy, before you get on me and say, you just like VB. Recently, I've been playing BlazBlue a lot. However, I do want to tell y'all this though. That BlazBlue has the same issues with some of its online servers. Like you can only pick 2 maps and it won't lag. Except that I can invite people. Why the hell in a fighting game there is not an invite button? I think now that they updated it on Xbox One I still don't know about PS4. But why is there not an invite button in Dragon Ball FighterZ? Why is there just not a player match option in Dragon Ball FighterZ? Why is there not a free kick tournament mode online in Dragon Ball FighterZ? There's so many things that I hate about Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is why I don't play it. I just don't play Dragon Ball FighterZ because of that, and it makes me very, very upset. It's not me hating on the game, it's just a lot of things about it. This is why I can't wait for Cross Tag, and hopefully that'll be a way better experience. Y'all hear those sirens? They coming after me, what I'm about to say. What else you don't like about Dragon Ball FighterZ, y'all? The game is now getting infinite combos. Yes, I think Android 21 has a glitch, and I think Beers has a glitch where they just sit there and just key blast you all day, my boy. You just gonna die. You gonna die. And you gonna die. I want to clarify everybody that I did not release this video because around that time the patch was coming out and then the hype for Zamasu and Vegito trailers was around. So I didn't want to try to kill the hype for people. But right now it's really neutral and it's really kind of dry. You might hear some background noise, I apologize for that. But it's something I just have to say and something I just really want to vent to you guys about. I don't hate Dragon Ball FighterZ 100%. It's just what I hate is how the community of people let things get by with Dragon Ball FighterZ just because Dragon Ball is attached to it. Because people waited so long, whatever happens, happens, and they just accepted it. And I'm just not okay with that. What I'm saying is that Dragon Ball FighterZ, as a game, to be honest with y'all, it's a fun game. The gameplay's fun, and the best thing about Dragon Ball FighterZ is the amount of creativity you can put into the gameplay itself. That's something I admire about Dragon Ball FighterZ. There's no restraints or no just basic this, that, and this to get your damage up. There's multiple ways of doing it and more creative ways than just 1 or 2 basic B&Bs. You can find many possibilities in Dragon Ball FighterZ. My thing is, if you look at the game overall, it's really lackluster. Like, the story mode is probably the worst component out of any Dragon Ball game. It's really bland, and if you're a really deep Dragon Ball fan, you might enjoy a few of the character interactions with them roasting each other, yes. But the story mode is god-awful. It's worse than all the Dragon Ball games, and I would have rather for them to just make us play through all the story. I would have rather taken that. And that comes in the future. Don't hold me close. But if they do Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 or Super Dragon Ball FighterZ or whatever they want to call it, it's probably going to just be us replaying through the story mode in Guilty Gear Dragon Ball FighterZ graphics. Another thing I do not like about Dragon Ball FighterZ is it ain't got no modes. Like, some people be like, what else do you want a fighting game to have? Like, okay, arcade mode is useless after you unlock the 2 characters, so you only play that twice. That's an hour. Bam. That's done. Story mode. Bam. You're done. I don't even think it has time trial. They added some new stuff like, yeah, 3v3 and stuff like that, but the netcode's not that good. So how the fuck am I supposed to be able to maintain a match, a 3v3 match, when it doesn't work like that? You get what I'm saying? And it's just annoying because people are like, yo, Dragon Ball FighterZ is the best fighting game, and I'm like, all the stuff people letting things that go by with Dragon Ball FighterZ, other companies you will be on their ass about. And I feel like that's been like that for a while with Arc System Works. Like, Capcom would get the slack for something, Arc System Works will do and make things more expensive and then bam, like you're supposed to be okay with it, and not because it's Dragon Ball. And I'm not a person that's stuck on nostalgia, so hear me out. I'm not saying the game is bad. I'm saying this a lot, so people be like, "Oh, get good, you suck," blah 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 blah. I'm not here for that. I don't care for all that. But just from my opinion, I just don't think the game is that good. It's a fun game, but overall, as a final product, it's just like how Street Fighter V was when that game dropped back in, I think, early 2015, 2014. I can't remember the exact year, but that game was lackluster. At least in Fighters, it had a little bit more things that made common sense in it. So people was like, okay, solid fighting game. Then my problem with the gameplay, this is the little technical stuff I want to talk about in the gameplay. In the gameplay, defense is bad. Like, I don't understand, like, for some reason, you could say I'm garbage. That could be me just being garbage, but this is from my opinion, people. That defense, I feel like I just got to sit there and hold till it's my turn, and you barely get a turn. You literally got to wait till the person messes up. And you'd be like, well, that's how it is in other games. Well, yeah, but there's ways to get out of combos in Fighters. There is no way to get out of combos. Once you're stuck in the corner, you stuck in the corner till they either stop hitting a button or you hit a button faster than them or have something with a better and smaller frame advantage or something like that. That's it. That's generally Fighters. And in other games, prime example, Street Fighter, you got, I don't know, the counter thing, I can't remember what it's called. And in Justice, you have combo breaker, you have push block, you have, in BB Tag, you probably gonna see gameplay of this in here. You're going to see gameplay of me being able to fight all the defensive options. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, it just feels like Marvel vs. Capcom, but less forgiving to me. Or probably in the same boat. Because once you get hit, you done for. There's no way to get out of it. And at least in Marvel, you have a snapback feature. Here, you use Sparkling Burst barely. You have to pop Sparkling Burst at a really frame perfect time in some cases. Maybe, I don't know, maybe because I just haven't gave the game a lot of light. The game is fun, it's just a lot of stuff with Dragon Ball FighterZ. It annoys me. Also, the way they handle DLC, I don't care what anybody says, the DLC that they're doing for this game is really bad. Like, okay, Zamasu and Vegito Blue are finally characters we've never really gotten in Dragon Ball game, except for Xenoverse. But you know, that's Xenoverse. So this is the first time we're seeing them. Bardock and Broly should have been in the game off rip. You know, then they about to charge us for base Goku and base Vegeta. I ain't with that. Like, half the characters that they should have just put in the game, they should have just waited and then just dropped it like around freaking May. Because that's the day, to be honest with you, the game was supposed to come out in June. Based on, that was if the game would have got delayed. But some of the characters that they're using for DLC, I ain't with it. And they charging Smash Bros prices $4.99 to $5 a character. I just won with the wave. So, I don't know. Tell me how you guys feel. I don't necessarily hate Dragon Ball FighterZ. I just want my games to play better. And I just want my games to be really good. And it's sad that since it's Dragon Ball, it got its pass. You know, so I'm happy to see it at EVO. I'm happy to see the future of the game. But right now, I just don't have fun playing it because things just don't make sense to me a lot of the time. From a person that even not that pro at fighting games, I'm a casual, sometimes intermediate, depending on the game or how long I play it. But I just don't have fun a lot of the time playing fighters when certain things go down, and it just makes me not want to play it. But play BB Tag. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. That's just the better game right now. I'm gonna be honest with y'all 100%. You can be mad at me or whatever, but see you guys later. Avataryaya out. Follow me and check out my Discord. Follow me on Twitter at avataryayaTV. And you guys are golden, and that is wrong. Squad!